Welcome back, everybody, to the Anti-Stall Racing IMSA series. We're back for round 2 of season 12. Grateful for fun to be back. We had a break week off last week, but we're here to continue what we started in Silverstone, and we're at what is always a great track in the Anti-Stall Racing IMSA series. That is the Red Bull Ring. Great track out in Austria. Great opportunities for overtaking. Alice, what are you looking forward to today?
Off-track 1X. This is a track that is going to provide the most drive-through penalties, I think. Like, the racing here always gets chaotic. It's a very small track that leads to very close quarters racing, but the track limits on this track are absolutely brutal, to the point where I think we're going to see a fair few drivers end up making unscheduled pit lane trips. Everything is going to be to race for throughout this race, because you don't know if the car in front of you is going to get a penalty or not, quite frankly. There is a massive pile-up, sorry, on the approach to the start-finish lines. Everyone's just backing up for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on there. But we are finally getting some green flag laps underway for GT3 qualifying. This isn't a good setup here. Tiemann Scholten and... who is that? Palacio Rodriguez. Oh, and that's a spinner. Finozzi's gone around.
Good look from above as we try and fix the timing tower that was working just before we went live.
That is a tradition.
Just a spin on power out of turn 1, it looks like.
Yeah, but like, you don't want to be this nose to tail to another car in a qualifying session. Like, you get a decent amount of tow, but there is a lot of corners around this track that you have to be aware of and take freely, and you don't want to be in someone's dirty air just trying to go through some of these corners.
Alice laughing at me trying to click random buttons there. Yep.
Yeah, we just ignore any broadcast funk that's going on. We're still getting used to it. Like, you take one season off and you forget how to do everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, just don't be close to someone, because you can just get really upset by them if they have a different brake marker to you, if they're just in your eye line of where your brake marker is supposed to be. It can just really throw you off your game, so just make sure you've got a decent buffer like they've established here, and then you can get some laps turned. Getting some times across the board now that might help fix the tower. We can only hope.
There we go.
And expect these times to go down over the next few laps as these tyres get some heat, and the GT3s are not quite as bad on cold tyres as the hypercars are, but they definitely take a little bit to warm up, so those times, not fully representative at this most point with Carlsberg's Poya. Definitely be happy with that. A provisional pole, but obviously a long way to go still in the session.
Yeah, look how close all of these cars are running. This is Tiemann Scholten just in front. I'm not quite sure off the top of my head who the car behind is, but you can just see,
I believe.
There you go, just how close they want to run to each other, and that's why we've got such a big pack all sort of around one end of the track. Everyone wants to be in the tow of another car. This is that lead train as well, car number 17, Stanley Debut, leading this little pack. Pit lane entry, that's going to be a talking point later on in the race. Oh, yeah. We'll cover that when we get there. It's already been a talking point in the driver's briefing. Been a little layout change to the track. There used to be a painted white line on pit entry. It's no longer there. But it was still there in the screenshot in Race Control's notes, I believe. Carlos Bowser stays at the top, but improves a 129.162.
An important thing to note as well is I wonder if drivers are going to take tyres or not here. it's a 12-minute qualifying session for these drivers, so you're looking at about 6 minutes, call it 3 laps on a set of tyres. If you want to pit, take a fresh set of tyres, try and get a fresh run, or if you just want to get a lot of heat in them and get that last lap as good as possible, maybe on a bit more worn set. Don't know what strategy driver's going to opt for. Looks like everyone's staying up for now, though. As we see Stanley Boo currently leading a small train.
Yeah, waiting for this to heat up a little bit. I think we've got a 12-minute session now this season, I believe,
Yes.
for qualifying. Around a lap that's 1.5 minutes, basically. 1 minute 29.1 for the leader at the moment. So you can get a lot of laps in around here, and I think we're going to see people building up to it, trying to get a banker in. Also, one of the easiest tracks to pick up an off-track, which is I think why we've only got sort of 15 representative times on the board at the moment, because there's more cars out there than that, and a lot of them are just have just set off tracks basically on what would be good laps. I think so. Stanley DeBoo goes purple in the final sector. Carlos Boza improves as well. That puts him back to the top. Teo Batali getting closer though, but it's still 7.5 temps out front, so a long way for some of these cars to go.
So I think it was Team Shulton and Bolter Fernandez were basically bump drafting down the little short chute there in towards turn 9. It's insane how close these cars are getting next to each other. They backed off a bit on the entry, but...
Got a moment here. Is it just off track? I think it was just off track. Apologies. In here as well. I think this is... You're just seeing a curl on the inside, sent him outside, yeah, and that'll do it.
That's doesn't want to rejoin the racing line, because that would have ended in disaster.
Yeah, race control do not take kindly to impeding other cars in qualifying. It's very easy to not be around other cars in qualifying. You can see on the little track map, we've got sort of half the track free. There's absolutely no need to be blocking that out.
So, Carlos Bozapuya currently leads the qualifying standings ahead of Francis McGinn and Jose Maria Espinosa. Still a decent gap between the top 2 and the rest of the field. One of those got it put together, but as it stands, looking very convincing for them as the time sort of ticks down now, maybe 2 or 3 laps in it left. A bit longer than that, actually. I forget it's only a minute and a half around here, so...
You can get a fair few laps in, but like we said, it's very easy for also those laps to go wrong. We've seen a lot of people go wide, a couple of people have spins, so the gap is coming down at the top. Like you say, Francis McGinn very close. Aston Martin's looking very strong once again, and that was wide for Diego Palcio Rodriguez.
Oh, I'm not convinced Palcio was inbounds there, yeah. Oh, Sam Barton's in the barrier on the final corner and is struggling to get out of the barrier. And is trying to continue, so taking time. I'm fairly sure that front is going to be caved in, but... That car doesn't look like it's driving particularly well, I have to say. But we'll see what happens as we go on board. I can't quite see if the wheel's straight or not. That would be like the main tell. Is it if the wheel is caved in, then obviously steering's not straight and you've got wheel damage, that's probably going to really impact your time. If it's just front damage, you're probably down on top speed. You might get away with it.
Looks to be driving all right. He did obviously hit the barrier.
Might have got away with it then. I thought I'd carry more speed into the barrier and that would have been a session ender, shall we say. Small qualifying battle here. Alvarez and Sawyers get very close together through turn 8. Are we going to see a dive bomb in qual? Nope. Alvarez backs out of it, but super backs out of it. Good lord.
Trying to find
just
a gap.
have a lot of clean air behind. Yeah.
There's a big gap behind here. You can just find a little bit of a groove. You don't want to waste your final sort of minute and a half, 2 minutes of qualifying battling with somebody on basically defeating the point of qualifying at that point. You're not going to set a quicker lap. You might feel quick when you overtake someone, but you're not going to set a quicker lap. And that is a 2-minute warning there from race control for GT3 qualifying.
2 more laps for everyone then. Especially Alvarez. Still half a second out front. The top 2 have gapped the field at this point. It's quite impressive. If the race pace is that good, they are probably looking to pull away from the rest of the field. Stay with Alvarez. They come through turn 3. All the way up the track. It's an absolute roller coaster, this circuit. Just the sheer amount of elevation change you get in such a small area is quite terrifying, honestly, but managing it well so far. Alvarez takes a ton of gravel off of the turn 4. This is where it gets a bit sketchy, I think, in terms of off-tracks, is that I think this is probably the most likely section you're getting off-track, because you just want to run the curb there through turn 8. But if you get a little bit too inside, that's where it really goes wrong for you.
Luca Picardi looking to improve, as is the Porsche Melvin Gack, who crosses the line, but I don't think did find any improvement on that lap, unfortunately. One of just 2 Porsches in today's field. The Aston's still looking strong, occupying 4 of the top 7 spots, the rest of them Lamborghinis.
Also a lot of Mercedes presence, which we have discussed in the previous talk with the stewards. I did forget the entirety of last race. Oh, I can't remember if there were this many Mercedes or not, but it feels like there were more this week. I don't know where they've come from.
Yeah, no Ferraris as well in this field. It's a big shift from what we've seen in the past. That's checkered flag for GT3. A couple of cars diving into the pit lane at the end of the session, potentially getting one more practice pit entry in. Luca Picardi is going to be the next car to cross the line and set a lap time very wide out the final corner. Does not pick up an off-track though, from what I can see, so that will count. So Luca Picardi across the line, goes from 18 to 16, so some improvement there. 992 of Francesca. It's confusing, the 992, but it's a Lamborghini. So comes across the line. P6 moves to P5. Nice improvement.
You can just see in the background of that shot we have the queue forming. I don't like it from an efficiency standpoint, but it has become an ASR tradition. We have just every single GTP in a line on pit exit waiting to be released. And then we cue the flight of the Bumblebees as they all head off into turn 1 through that little fake corner and then get launched onto the track.
Two more pulling out at the pit lane now. Ryan Muta being one of them in the Porsche. Now, we're not going to have to podcast for as long as we did last season. We said this last week. These tyres are a lot better than they used to be. It only takes sort of a lap and a half now. Maybe just a lap if you're pushing.
No, it takes longer.
Well, yeah, but you can... Oh, as Quinton Verdonk proves, he goes straight on as soon as he hits the brakes because there's no temperature in those tyres.
No, the tyres take at least 3 laps, I think, to get up to proper temp.
Probably Red Bull ring laps as well, as Quinton Verdonk covers the...
No, it's to take longer, because I'm referring to Sebring, which obviously was last weekend's special event. But yeah, they took a while to come up to temp there, even when that track was ridiculous. It was like 40-something degrees Celsius. This track's only 28 degrees as it stands. Gone up a bit since practice, but yeah, this is going to take a while to get up to temp. It's probably like 4 or 5 laps, honestly, before they're in the optimal window, I think. And from there, it's just full send mode. But you have to get there first, and you have to not spin the car into the barrier, which shouldn't be hard. We'll see what happens, because these curbs are very unforgiving, and if you get them at the wrong angle, if you're trying to get on power at a bad point, you're going to get flashed out by the car behind, and that will really destroy your morale and will probably make you slower. It's Chambella chasing Brody Maynard.
Ciambella with the fastest sector 1, so pushing a little bit more than some of the others earlier on. And she's a little bit easier in the Ferrari when the tyres aren't quite up to temperature yet. You do eventually get that front wheel drive, although so the deployment of that has been changed.
But yeah, right now you don't want to be pushing too hard because obviously you want to get the tyres up to temperature, but also like you want good tyre life when they're up to temp. So you just need to just back off a bit, take care of your stuff, make sure you get these laps done nice and cleanly. Get yourself a few bankers in. They won't be good laps in the grand scheme of things, but if you do get a few off tracks, at least you won't be back of the field probably. So make sure you've got something to build off of. As I believe Maynard... Oh no, Maynard went off in turn 1, obviously. Won't have that lap be valid, but... First few banker laps coming in now, and these times don't matter. Because in like 3 laps they're going to be obliterated. But yeah. 121 appears to be the benchmark. Oscar Tringale currently the best of the openers.
4 Ferraris at the front. Nice to see some variation.
I've become the Acura Cup again. Oh no.
We were already about 10 seconds quicker than the GT3s, about 9 seconds quicker than the leaders, I think. So these times are going to come down quite a bit, I reckon. And it's going to be interesting in the race. This short lap means we're going to get lots of traffic very early on, and it's kind of going to be non-stop traffic in the race for these hypercars, so that mixes up the race in the GTP field and in the GT3 field, so that's going to be interesting to watch. Albert Preem's finding time in the middle sector. We're going to stay on board with Ciambella for the rest of this lap, though. This is where we would have seen a pit lane entry line at some point in the past, but it is gone now. We can confirm that. We can see it's gone.
It definitely existed. We're not going completely insane, but its mysterious disappearance is going to make pit entry a little bit... I don't know if it's going to be better or worse, because obviously you're going to have drivers pulling to the right out of turn 9 now, but at least they don't have to commit early, so you might just be able to carry on speed through turn 9 where it's fine, you can just get to the inside and be safe. I'm not sure how it's going to shake out in race. Oh, that's a GTP has touched a curb at a bad moment.
Yeah, big moment for Davide Aceto. He was looking pretty quick, and he has chosen to carry on, so he's driven out of the gravel and carried on because that tyre temperature is just worth so much in these cars that it's worth carrying on. So see if Aceto can improve. Timmy Nilsson goes to the top. The new AM driver, who didn't take part last week, and no race control have already pointed out that he's very quick for an AM driver, and there may have to be a reassessment of his allocation.
Also, I think the lone Acura entry this week as well, so obviously there are Ferraris in numbers, but you can get performance out of the other GTPs.
Yeah, maybe it's just the Acura that's so quick. Not to dog on Timmy Nilsson's performance, but could be it.
There is a meta car, it's just not the one everyone's driving.
Yeah, exactly, you never know. And remember, you do have to pick a car for the whole season here at Endstall Racing. You can't change car every race to whatever suits the best track. So
asterisk, you can, you just won't get any points ever.
Well, yes, exactly. So you could do it, and you could win every race, but you would score 0 points. And I don't think Race Control would be very happy either if you kept changing car that often. Giannavi goes to the top, but is quickly replaced by Tringale just a few moments later. 45 thousandths in it at the top. As Timmy Nilsson goes back to the top once again, Davide Aceto slots into P3. Are we sure that's not a Ferrari with an Acura livery on it?
But yeah, now this should be about representative tyre temp. Everyone's done 3 laps on their set of tyres right now, so it should be a case of just get out there and just start putting in some lap times, I think.
Alessio Lusignoli was very quick in Sector 1 last lap round, and then had a sort of moment in Sector 2 as he almost does again this time, and kind of has lost all that momentum again. So I think if you can string a lap together, you can move up the order. Giovannoni going quicker in the middle sector. It's a purple sector 2. Really string together at the end of the lap. It's enough to go up to P1. Just beating Quinton Verdonk by 1/1000th of a second, who momentarily held P1. Quinton will be kicking himself because he's basically towing Giovanni around, so he's basically just given him pole position. So he'll be annoyed with himself for that. Mazadan goes P8 in 00. Quinton Verdonk has returned to pit lane. Davide Aceto goes to the top at 1:20.005. I think there might even be potential here for someone to break into the 19s.
Definitely, there's still a little bit of performance you can get out of these tyres, I think. With the fuel weight coming down as well.
As people get braver, of course, as the session goes on, and maybe you get a tow from a teammate.
And like you've got the banker, you might as well send it, because all you're going to move is forwards.
I think we'll see some last lap attempts, as we normally do. Quinton Verdonk is on an outlap, so yeah, has come out of the pit lane and is having another go, so clears his shield up for a shorter run. He's only got 4 minutes left, so he's only really going to get 1 or maybe 2 valuable laps out of this session. Lucignoli, purple in Sector 1, green in Sector 2. There's potential here for this to be a quick lap time for the driver that sits in P10. Shock moves to the front potentially as Albert Preem goes up to P6 in the Cadillac. Mixing it up at the fronts now. I think this Ferrari's strong on the first couple of laps, and their tyre temperature's maybe not there, but it is coming to the others. Lucignoli coming through the final sector now. Tringale goes to the top at 1:19.8. We're well into the 19s then. Mazadan P8, Lucignoli P4, 1:20.147. No improvement for Aceto, who stays P2. Lots of orange on the timing board at the moment. Timmy Nilsson was purple in Sector 2 before he returned to the pit lane, so I'm not sure what happened there.
Oh, contact, Preem and Giovannoni, excuse me. Not sure what happened there.
I'm going to assume that's this. Preem spins off track. Oh, and there's contact on the rejoin. Race controller probably going to put him in the pit lane for that.
Yeah, that is what
that's rookie stuff. We're not used to that from Albert Preem.
Yeah, that's... I'm not sure what the plan was, honestly.
Signoli goes up to P4. Tringale improving again. Yeah, I didn't really know what he was doing. I don't know if he was just trying to recover or just already had too much momentum in the car. But yeah, he should have stayed off track. Race control won't be happy.
I won't be happy. I have to witness it.
That's very true.
This is how I lose my mind.
You can backflag people, right?
Races.
So Tringale improves at the front. It's a 7.88 this time. Beating the previous, which is an
outlap. Apparently, I'm not sure why you're on an outlap at this stage in qualifying. Anyway, you're not going to get enough heat in the tyres to actually make a run. Still, time's coming in. Tringale leads for Fajardo. Ugh. Doesn't help that I'm like slightly burnt just from work, and then I come into here and now I try and be like speaking English good for a couple of hours. It no do good. Anyway,
always very difficult at the end of a long day to do some commentary. Tringale sits at the front. Cambella improves in P4, but it's a lot of yellow or orange on the timing board now, unfortunately, for these drivers.
Still fairly close spread. There's only a second between first and, what is that, 12th? And there's not much past it to include 13th and 14th. Rennek and Van der Velde's might not be too happy with their laps. I'm not sure if Van der Velde's actually within the 105%, but I believe they raced last week, so it should be fine for race control to let them in.
It's an 80-second lap and they're 6 seconds off, so they're not within 105%. Race control will have a look at that, I think. But there might be a practice lap or whatever. Didac Fajardo improves in P2 and goes to the top by 82 milliseconds, and Tringale not improving on this lap. It's yellow in Sector 1. We're watching along.
Got a bit of cloud cover. That won't bring the track temp down immediately, but checkered flag will fly, as there's not a lot of pace left in this track by the looks of it. Shambhala does have a green sector 2, but not much else going on elsewhere. I say that Tringale's got a purple sector 2, so I'll shut my mouth.
Yeah, Tringale found some time. Nobody else really is so, and it was he's about a tenth off in sector 1, then he's 2 tenths quicker in sector 2. So it's all going to come down to this sector 3. Through the final corner, sends it in. No off track yet, so has kept it in, pushing it to the limits, like you say. Yellow in that final sector, not enough to go to the top. It's an overall improvement, but still 74 thousandths off Didac Fayado, who takes a surprise pole position at the end and is followed by 7 Ferraris as they run right now. There's a couple of drivers yet to cross the line, but I don't think there's going to be any major changes. Ben Groneveld in P14 is improving. Big snap of oversteer out the final corner. Across the line in that DLR Cadillac, goes P13, so it gets a little bit closer. Top 12 all well within a second now, though. Cadillac's not looking strong then, apart from Didac Fayado at the top.
As much as we were talking up to me, Nelson, in the early runnings. I think he manages to qualify P9 in the Acura, and the end is Benoni chooses to not complete the lap or instead retire to the pit lane. Doesn't take a practice entry, which does surprise me. I feel like... So Red Bull Ring is actually really interesting with the pit lane, that you don't need to commit to the brakes until like the very last moment. So I think just trying to get a few practice runs at it just to find a good brake marker so you can maximize entry is going to be very important, and also to make sure we don't have a repeat of Silverstone where we end up with a pile-up coming to the entry line, which could accidentally give multiple drivers drive-through penalties.
Yeah, we'd like to avoid that this time. All right, we'll be back in just 1 second to run you through the qualifying results.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one. Premier Racing Setups.
All right, thank you and for watching our little clip from our partner. And we're back now for all cars qualified within 105%, so race control. So either I've got worse at maths or they've got worse at maths. Yeah, race control, what's going on? Clearly not listening in. We were doing the maths on air. You've just sent out your normal message. Right, out on track, pretty much everyone. Let's take a look at those qualifying results. I'm going to try hitting our grid graphic. No, that doesn't work. You have to do that in the race, and that is unfortunate. Right, qualifying results in... Oh, I see what I've done. I've done a silly thing and not set up GT3 and GTP classes. I've just set up this.
Oh no.
So let's have a look at this. Overall qualifying, there we go. Didac Fayado on pole position ahead of Tringale in the Ferrari. Then we've got a load of Ferraris, so absolute most for Asliff. It's Tringale ahead of Vachetta, ahead of Ciambella, ahead of Sigonoli, ahead of Mazadan, as we're going to call him. Then Giovannini. Then Verdonk for Vulcan Motorsports in P8, ahead of Timmy Nilsson, Albert Preen, Pete Preens, Brody Maynard, Ben Gronevel, Brian Mutter, Daniel Renek, Stefan van der Velde, I believe it is, although it's cropped it off on our little graphic. Yep. Carlos Bowser is on pole in GT3, ahead of Francis McGinn, very close at the end between those two, just 7 thousandths of a second in it. Alessandro Vannozzi is on the second row alongside Matteo Ubertali. Then we've got Francesco Petalin, new to the series. Jose Maria Espinosa in P12, and Stanley Debu ahead of Leroy Bolkstein. Diego Palcho Rodriguez, Melvin Gack, Pablo Alvarez. I believe there's an extra name in there. I could be completely wrong, but it's cropped it off. Balto Fernandez, Nicoli Monti, and Juan Martin finishes off the grid. Very close in GT3 all the way to the back. Just over 1.2 seconds in it. I believe that's everyone. Oh no, it's not everyone. That's why. Juan Martin ahead of Nick Costenz. Donny Deval ahead of Luca Picardi, Michael van der Something, Tiemann Scholten, Rafael Vento, Sam Barton, Sebastian Diefenbach, Jens Soyers, and then Matthias, who did not set a lap time.
I'd like to issue a formal apology to Michael van der Ven.
Yeah, Michael van der Ven, not van der Something, but we got there eventually.
But yeah, just watching qualifying, we've already had a spin at least on the curbs coming through turn 8, so that's probably the danger zone in my mind. As it's very easy to get upset on those curbs. Ooh, big wreck as Daniel Renek and who is that? No, that can't be Boza Poya.
I think it's this one.
Ah, Fajardo, that would do it.
Oh, wide and slow on the exit, and that catches the 2 following cars out. This is what warm-up's for, though.
Yep, get it out of your system now, because if it happens in the race, I'm going to cry. But yeah, that's the terrifying thing. Oh no.
Weekly reminder. GT Radiator, please leave a gap of 10 to 15 seconds to the GTP field. You're all class leaders, please go within the start zone, and to everyone, you're not starting on green flag, you're starting when the class leader is accelerating within the starting zone. Thank you, and have fun.
All right, short of an Andy, yeah.
Very rare Amy jump scare there. He's taken race director
Where
for this race.
is Andy? I want his quickly reminder.
There it is, Picardi wants Andy's weekly reminder, as we're all very used to. Likes to drone on Andy, takes up most of the briefing.
Lay down.
So.
I think Andy just muted his voice chat or something, I don't know.
Andy, we're very disappointed. We love an Amy briefing, but we need a weekly reminder from Andy.
Anyway. Final few seconds in this warm-up session. Obviously everyone's making sure they got their setups in. And making sure they at least...
Andy, hello.
Oh.
I think that was Amy pretending to be Andy. I don't know if Andy can't... I would have
was-
thought he'd be on the mic if we could hear him.
That was on the admin channel as well, which is not... I'm not sure if we should have that, but I digress.
It's worth it. It's fun. Right. We're getting ready to go to the green. Warm-up is done. We've got 1 second, then we're going to load into the race session. There it is. Briefly show a replay, and you can see how many cars we've got on track, and I need to fix my graphic. Oh, Didac Fajardo's in AM. We have an AM on pole position. And Oscar Chingale, also in AM, starts second. We missed out in the warm-up. So we're going to do this instead. There we go. And then do this so it fixes. There we go.
And sometimes I think this is the preferred view, because, like, it's nice to have, like, the AM and Pro battles. Thank you, Andy. Nice to have the Pro-Am battles for points towards the end when it matters, but obviously just for the on-track action. Just see which cars are there. Oh, grid graphics.
Brilliant.
Oh my word.
We've got a fucking grid graphic. Oh, sorry. We've got a grid graphic. Let's go. Didac Fajardo is on pole ahead of Tringale, ahead of Aceto, ahead of Cambella, ahead of Lusignoli, Daniel. Oh, his name is so long it's gone on to the next line.
Takeruta Yeah.
Takeruta Mana, there we go. I'm just going to copy what you said. Giovanni and... I can't even do this. So 773 in P7, Quinton Verdonk in P8, Timmy Nilsson in P9, Albert Preem in P10, Pete Preens in P11, Brody Maynard in P12. Andy just no longer has voice chat. Andy, the problem is your mic isn't set up in iRacing. There you go. I've told you how to fix it. Let's go to the next page. Oh, that's not worked. It has. Brady Maynard in P12. Then in P13, Ben Groneveld had Brian Mutter, Daniel Renek, and Stefan van der Velde. Not van der something. Carlos Bozapoya is on pole position in GT3 ahead of Francis McGinn, Alessandro Vannozzi, Matteo Ubertali, Francesco Petalin, Jose Maria Espinosa in P6, then Stanley DeBoot in P7, Leroy Bolkstein in P8, Diego Paucho Rodriguez in P9, Melvin Gack in P10, Juan Pablo why have I just... Oh, that was bad. Pablo Alvarez in P11, Walter Fernandez in P12, Nicoli Monti in P13, Juan Martin in P14, there we go. Nick Kirstens in P15, Donny Deval in P16, Luca Picardi in P17, Michael van der Velde.
Yep, you got it.
In P18, there we go. It's too many Vanders. I'm sorry, guys, you need to sort it out. Then Timon Scholten in P19, Rafael Venteo in P20, I've been saying that wrong. Sam Barton in P21, Sebastian Diefenbach in P22, Jens Sawyers in P23, and Matthias Obden something in P24. Alice, you can do that next time.
Injuries.
I'm gonna hide that. I'm sure there used to be a way to do a rolling grid on here, and I've just never done it. So, at some point, right.
The grid is rolling. It's going through turn 5, and unlike Silverstone, this is a full formation lap, so there's going to be a decent chunk of heat build into these tyres as we go into turn 1, but still not an optimal amount. There's a ton of weaving going on in the, well, across the field really, just to try and get as much heat in these tyres as they can get before they take the green flag.
I've done it, I've fixed the graphic, we no longer have overlap. Let's go, guys. Didac Fajardo weaving ahead of the rest of the field. Surprising that P2 is not packed up a little bit more, but we are running single file. Probably sensible from our drivers. Full formation lap is a treat as well, although it is a short formation lap.
No, it was the full lap.
Sorry, that's what I mean, but it's a short lap. So it's a full formation lap,
yeah.
but it's still a short formation lap compared to what we get at a full lap at some other places.
We have words meaning the same things as Fajardo's let the pace car pull away. We'll be on the pit limiter now, presumably.
It has been overtaken, so that's not going to go down too well with race control.
It'll be it's fine as long as you're alongside when the start happens. There's going to be some back and forth going through the corners, but as long as you're there for the start, it's going to be fine. It's a long run down this front straight towards the start line, but eventually they'll crawl away into the start zone. Fajardo will take the green, pull away nicely.
Wow,
it's
mega
not a
start.
great start for Cheto, who's pulled just alongside P3, and it's a massive scrap in the back.
Quinton
there.
Verdon dives across the track, manages to not hit the rear of the cars he's fighting, surprisingly. Ferrari's all going at it up front. We've got 3 wide, a little bit further back on the exit. Everyone seems to have survived turn 1. Somehow I thought we weren't even going to survive the run down the start-finish straight, to be honest. We've got a little battle ahead. That's Quinton Verdon, you can see defending from Alessandro Lucignoli, who thinks about sticking it on the inside, and there's a near spin from the Cadillac behind. No investigation on that qualifying incident that I've seen, actually, which we're pointing out. But we are going again. Albert Preem is slow after that half spin, but is now going. GT3, sorry, we missed the start. There was just too much going on in GTP. We've got a very, very bunched up field, banging wheels down the start-finish straight here. Sorry, drivers running to turn 3, not the start-finish straight. Yeah, made it through everybody through turn 1, and a big send from the K&B car. Gets 2 in 1.
You'd reckon GTP, the donks off Preem, I believe, was off. No. Couldn't tell where that other car was. That's gone off, but that's immediately under investigation by race control. So we go back to the GT3 field. Huge sends into turn 4. It's Rodriguez holding the inside.
Oh, spinner ahead!
Just about to hold it together. That's a car sideways.
That was Francis McGinn from the front row.
Oh no. We know McGinn's fast, and obviously Silverstone had a hell of a performance to win that race.
Can I report that?
I think I don't know what happened, Francis McGinn. Well, I'm going to say you should.
Let's take a look at what happened to Francis McGinn. Running P2, leader got away well. Atalif Lamborghini behind. Sends it in the braking zone, potentially, as we would expect. A little bit uncontrolled. Well, actually, to be fair, probably left enough room. It's a late send, but he kept it on the track. I don't know what race control... I think they'll look at that and probably... Well, let's not try and prejudge what race control would say.
It's worth having a look. I'm just not sure how much is actually there, but that's a race control issue, not a me issue. Either way, huge string of GT3s trying to race for the leads. Berzapoya leads to Boo, Batali, Bolkestein, Petlin are all there. As we go to the Donkey, who just self-spins, yeah.
Surprised that wasn't a bigger wreck, to be honest.
Oh, bit of a stack up in GT3s. I couldn't quite tell who got involved. Maynard's had a little bit of a moment as well for turn 8. I'm imagining this is going to be a hit the curb and suffer issue.
The Maynard spins ahead and Groneveld goes off track to avoid it. Loses a load of momentum and a position with it, it looks like, yeah. Oh, Giovannoni's had a moment. Out of the final corner. Is this going to be into turn 1? It's very bizarre. It's going to be clobbering
Guess
the
it
curbs in
must be.
turn 1, surely. It loses it on entry,
Just gets
actually.
too deep, yeah.
Race instant on that lap 1 moment for McGinn. Oh, Nicole Monti off wide and has lost positions because of it.
Very deep there through turn 9. Not sure what happened there. Tim Schulten with the early pit in call. Not sure he's going to follow through with that. Keep you updated. Nope, Schulten is in the pit lane. Not sure what that's about. So
Carlos Boza
to try and flip the race.
Carlos Poya leading massively at the start. It's 5.2 seconds and is continuing to pull away. Team have damage potentially? This must have had damage, surely.
Well, that's
Yeah,
the pit
bumper's
entry.
damaged on the
Ooh.
front, so I assume there's been
When did
contact
that
somewhere.
happen?
Trying to find if there was contact somewhere, but I can't actually find anything.
The ghosts once again have come to this racetrack. Taking the bumper off of an innocent race car. Earlier running for the Premier Sim Racing Setups Hard Luck Award, which we will have the misfortune of giving out to a driver. Like, it does feel weird that we're giving out a reward for suffering, but I digress.
It is, but then Francis McGinn just spun from the front row on lap 1 and is running not far off last. So, pretty hard luck. Unfortunately for Francis McGinn so far, so keep...
Just having, I don't know, is just having a bad spin on your own, or just having a front bumper magically disappear worse?
That is true. We'll have to decide by the end of the race. If anyone's got any suggestions, drop them in the chat. How far off are we off lapping cars? Really not far. About half a straight until we start to get some lapping.
I looked away and Carlos Bozapuya's got a 6-second lead in
What's happened up front? Fiado has had to let Ocheto through.
Ooh. Okay.
Fiado have a... I can't see anything why he would be slow.
The ghosts of the Red Bull Ring have come back to haunt us.
Oh, he's had a spin. He's had a half spin.
Oh.
I can't find a replay of it.
Oh yeah, you can see just the massive brake markers there as he recovers the car.
Everyone pretend you're not seeing this.
Moment.
Everyone pretend you're not seeing this. There we go. Watch in front. Yeah, spin on the curb. You can just see it in the distance. Yeah, big spin. Wow. Did he not hit the wall? He didn't hit the wall because there's no incident points on that car.
Well held then, I will say.
All things considered, that and 6 tenths off the lead, I'll take it. Well, it's about to get extra spicy. Can you see a GT3 in frame yet? Yes, you can. There we go. It's going to get interesting. Remember, Ocheto now leads as well with his teammates stacked up 3rd and 4th. There's potential for a triple podium here. If he can back up the car behind, he goes wide.
I will say we've got another Dutch League Racing problem in that they all have the same damn paint scheme. So they're going to be impossible to tell apart, but Ocheto is currently the one leading. And you can see it's a pretty quiet run up until turn 3. See if Harder makes a move here. Gonna have a send. Very good sense. Just about gets it stopped in time. Doesn't force Ocheto off the track, and they'll be side by side on exit. There is a stack of GT3s in front of them that they're going to work their way around, and this is a very narrow track outside of the straights, where if you catch a car mid-corner, there's not really a nice way around them a lot of the time. You're sort of forced to sit there as Fajardo tries to go for the switchback and can't quite find it. And that's going to let Tringale through as well.
Yeah, Tringale trying to get the move done for the lead, and that did not work out. Race control still looking at lap 1 incidents. We're going well. Moment there nearly with the teammate GT3. Because everybody's getting a little bit desperate in this traffic. They're coming through it thick and fast, but they're only through about 4 or 5 cars. There's a lot more to come.
This is going to let Ocheto pull away now because they've been stuck behind a few GT3s. whereas Cheto's been able to drive away. So that's just going to let that gap, and that's going to be side-by-side an entry. Harder's going to try and go the long way around. It's probably not going to work out.
Apologies for that
Indeed,
momentary
back in front.
glitch, everyone. I think we are back.
Oh, ooh, we might be
on
going
the
full wide further
grass!
back in the field.
We are full
Oh.
wide with GTPs and GT3s.
And 3Y GT3 further back. I think that's McGinn. One of those cars trying to pull away. You can just see that navy and like lime green GT3 pulling forwards. McGinn up to 16th place in the category. Not sure what the AM split's like, but it's a decent recovery drive so far for the Scot. As currently now has to contend with just a bunch of hypercars trying to bully their way around.
Yeah, it's getting busy on track. Everybody is compressed sort of between. We've got almost all of the cars are somewhere between turn 7 and turn 9 right now. So basically just a little straight on the back. Then we've got 3 or 4 stragglers around the rest of the track, and that's it. So it's getting tense out front.
Cheto's not really been able to pull away, but has put several GT3s between him, Tringale, and Fajardo's still trying to chase down. Oh, Spinner diving back, just about offline.
Was nearly contacting the braking turn there, and Fajardo's lost out because of it. What happened to Diefenbach? That blue Porsche. Aston up the inside. Is that going to be the contact? No. Oh, no, it's the Aston that spins. Sorry.
Lose it on the curb.
Francis McGinn making up more positions. Can be a send under braking. This one, it's a 5-second time penalty for car 500.
I
Rafa
don't recognize...
Venteo.
Yes. Oh, Monty dive bomb.
Step 7, turn 4, moving on the brake, look at the card.
Oh, that's a hard call out for Versens.
Very precise information there as well.
Unfortunately, because it's moving under braking, we're probably not going to get a good replay of it from the automated systems. Still, no major incidents through the first round of traffic. A few bits of traded paint here and there, but...
Diego Palche Rodriguez has got a drive-through penalty.
Palche Rodriguez...
I think they had a showing as me as having a furled back flag for 39 seconds, so had a slowdown that they didn't clear, and that was giving them a drive-through penalty.
I don't see anything from race control about that, so I'm going to have to assume that's the case.
Unnecessary mistake there, if that's true, especially in all this traffic.
Yeah.
It's fairly easy to give up a little bit of time when the hypercars.
Alvarez and Fernandez are basically trading paint. Oh, that's Alvarez and Kirsten's, excuse me. Kirsten's, I believe, is the one on the inside. Just about edges forwards, not quite clear though. And they're going to be side by side through into turn 6, which is a really dangerous corner to be doing this. Obviously, we're offline here, you just get sent straight to the marbles, and here comes a hypercar to make matters worse.
This is going to be fun. Brody Maynard trying to get up the inside of these two cars, gets to BMW. Doesn't get the Aston Martin. That's going to give the Aston a bit of breathing room, but he's now on the outside of the Aston Martin. We've got another hypercar coming through behind.
It just doesn't stop.
A lot of gravel coming off the back of some of these cars.
Wouldn't surprise me if they dip a tyre. The off-tracks have been adding up. I was just having a quick look, and Jose Maria Espinosa is already up to 12, as is Sebastian Diefenbach. I think it's 18 is going to be a drive-through penalty. So they're definitely getting up there already, considering we're, what, 12 minutes into this race?
Pacho Rodriguez has a drive-through penalty, but has stopped in the pit lane. Not going to be able to serve that drive-through. We'll come back to that later on.
tight racing here. Quentin Verdonk not able to get past Lucignoli. As the stream has a bit of a moment.
Apologies. They're updating the broadband infrastructure in my area, so I believe that may be part of the reason. It's intermittently cutting up. It should be sorted for next race, everybody. Quinton making his way through the field on that recovery drive.
Still can't get past Lucignoli though, and with this amount of GT3 traffic around, it's a good chance to make a move, but there's also like not a lot of lanes you can take to actually get past someone.
This is a track, by the way, where we've seen people pull off the one stop before, so Quinton Verdonk pitted 2 minutes into this race, so might just be trying to stretch it out to do it on one
Verdonk
more.
just strong arms Lucignoli out of the way there through turn 9 and 10. Gets a little bit, I don't know if that was inbounds or not, but definitely just pushes him all the way off the track.
Yeah, might not be too happy about that. And Rafael
I'll keep
Venteo's
trying.
had a moment.
One of the XPD cars. He's got a very close.
Oh, got a
ace-led
helping
car
hand
behind.
from the Cadillac, from the Lamborghini.
I'm not sure
Whoa,
what that
big!
is.
Nearly
Yeah.
held it. Is it
Yeah.
back on?
Can't quite recover it and has retired, unfortunately.
Francis McGinn still on that recovery drive. Luca Picardi's up next into turn 1. It's going to be a fairly easy one alongside. Let's get it done on the brakes.
Wigan just has so much confidence in that car right now. You can clearly tell up to 11th already and doing a very good job of moving forwards. And, it's definitely going to be on towards the end of this race, considering there's still 3/4 of it to go. Molichetto has pulled away from Tringale, and Tringale in turn has pulled away from Fajardo in the GTP category.
Daniel Renex had a moment. Let's see what happened to the German driver.
Side. Small
in
bite of
front.
curb, nothing massive. Too deep into turn 9.
He got loose over the curb. Fine through there though. Oh, unsettled on entry. Too much curb on the entry. Unsettles the rear of the car and sends him off, but not into the barrier, crucially. Francis McGinn. I'd say lining up another one. It's just lined up and passed another one right before we joined. Oh, little moment for the BMW
huge
trying to get
switch,
the
yeah.
power down, yeah. Lucky to keep that
Kirsten's just-
pointing in a straight line.
Yeah, just a little bit too deep, takes a bite of curb, does a good job of holding onto the car, I'll say that much, but obviously you just lose a ton of speed on exit there, and McGinn doing a very good job of keeping things calm and collected, just gets that exit correct and shoots past and out for P10.
Maynard and Daniel fighting it out. And Vernosi's had a moment. Lots of moments in the last couple of laps. Oh, way too much curve on the entry there. That wasn't the problem. Final corner. We've seen this happen a few times now.
Luckily no further collection, despite the fact that you're parked sideways on the racing line. Security man is still on attack mode, trying to chase down Maynard. Might have a look into turn 3 here. They'll go past the fake turn 2. Security man shoots the inside. Gets it very early on the brake,
Maynard
and
goes
Maynard just
straight on.
straight off. Turns out Security man was not early on the brakes, so Security man was on time.
Maynard looking in his mirrors, not looking at the braking markers. Jens Sawyers has had a moment. God, looks like it's struggling for overall grip there. And
Yeah. If you're unsettled going onto the curb, you're going to be very upset going off of it.
you'll never guess who it is. Passing a GT3. It's Francis McGinn. Up the inside into turn 3. A solid way to get the move done. Nearly got the other one as well.
Slots it on under braking. I don't think I would give him the lane there just to be on the safe side, but obviously I'm not the one making the recovery drive.
Yeah, there's
So
a
the
reason
first
you and me
experts.
aren't coming through from the back of the field, isn't there? Pedaling pushing, I think is the correct word there. Leroy ahead through turn 6. Tries to do
And by
retain through turn
Espinosa
7,
in as
thinks a
well,
little bit
yeah.
better of it, and this is going to, Espinosa's going to get involved now. Actually has weakened himself by doing that, and Espinosa's even going to get alongside under braking.
Does have the wrong side of the corner though, and can't really get through there, so it's going to be the return of the bump. As Espinosa can't really find a way through unless he can just pick at the inside here, but obviously you want to carry the momentum through the corner, and turning in early is going to really hamper your exit speed.
Espinosa with a
So that's
slightly
actually-
better line through the final corner as well, carried a little bit more speed, but not enough to get the move done. This is going to invite the Porsche in behind. You're getting a proper little battle lining up here.
And Bolkestein's able to pull away up front, and he's probably feeling very good about things right now.
Carlos Bezapoya as well with mega pace today. And 9.1 or 9.2, it's fluctuating a little bit, seconds of a lead out front, which is absolutely incredible. And we're going to skip back to him. Francis McGinn lines up another one. Walter Fernandez this time.
Other XPD kart, same corner. A little bit later on, so it does have to go alongside through the entry of the corner, but does just manage to get it deep on the brakes and shoot straight through.
We're side by side. Behind that's Melvin Gatt getting past Jose Maria Espinosa. Black flag.
Oh,
It's
33.
Sebastian Diefenbach, who's hit the incident point limit already. He's off track.
18x.
Oh.
This will be the first of what I presume is going to be many drive-through penalties.
Pete Preen's deep, loses the rear, and that allows Stefano
Oh.
Giovannini to get past.
Almost causes a wreck further back as well, but I think Diefenbach avoided that one. I think it was Diefenbach who almost drove into it. Same colour car, at any rate.
Oh. These
Yeah,
two
battle here,
about to battle
Fernandez,
it out.
Alvarez. Yeah. Because as soon as you get through a corner, you get checked up on exit by the car in front of you, the gap just increases to a point where you really just can't make a move into the next corner. So you're just in this awkward holding pattern. Fernandez does look like they have enough pace to at least hold on to P9 for now ahead of Alvarez and see if they can catch up to... I don't think you're catching up to begin, actually. I'll take that back. Just make sure you stay in front of Kirsten's, excuse me. He does look a bit menacing in the mirror there.
Vidon gets alongside Daniel Renek on the exit of the final corner and looks like he's going to clear him before we even get to the braking zone. Not quite, but surely we'll get the move. Then the Cadillac strong brakes helping Renek try and hang on around the outside, but I don't think that's going to be enough. He's going to tuck into the slipstream, but that Ferrari has great speeds down the straights.
Espinosa still chasing Gak.
And
Tucker
Gronevel's
to
lost
dive
out
bomb.
here.
Yeah.
And Gronevel's going to have a bigger problem potentially as well. Yeah, loses a rear on exit.
No. The curb has claimed another victim. It's like as soon as the rears step out of sync with each other on corner exit in these GTPs, it's just so hard to get it back under control. It just slips and slips and slips, and the car just loops itself immediately.
They've caught the main pack once again, and now Didac Fallardo is pressuring Oscar Tringale once again, who they both closed up to the leader. Oh, either side of the BMW, which way do you go? Tringale picks inside, and Fallardo thinks I'm going to follow you through. You're the one that had to make two moves. This is going to help me out. Can't quite get his foot down on corner exit. Goes one way. Ferrari goes the other way for the Cadillac. It's separated them out just a little bit. Albert Preem into the pit lane for what will be a scheduled stop after 22 minutes. Probably makes a smart decision to get out of this traffic, really.
Yep. Just, you can lose a lot of time trying to carve through this GT3, so just get out of the way and take your service now. You need to take 2 stops here, presumably. Obviously, the one stop has been shown to be possible around here, so we'll see what happens, but presumably, the majority of the field are going to take 2 tanks of fuel. So if you're going to lose time to traffic, just take it now. Well, you have the window. Another car peels into pit lane GT3.
Fallardo goes to pits as well, thinks he's going to get out of the traffic. That could be a smart play. Let's watch where Fallardo is. relative to Tringale after pit stops.
Well, this is fairly early to pit as well, so you might need to take a bit more fuel on your next stop. You should need less fuel here. So it should work out in the end. As Polkstein under a little bit of pressure from Vettel.
Oh, and he's going to send it up the inside. There's surely going to be contact. There isn't, somehow. Pettelin's going to get a good run now if he stays tucked in that toe.
It's the issue with the late send is that you just don't have, like, the room on exit to really get your foot down and just pull away like you normally can on an earlier send. You're sort of stuck trying to get the car turned later into the corner and not really able to pull away like you want to.
Tringale all over his teammate now. See if they come in this lap.
Cycle down to 12th, Van der Velde 13th. 37 seconds is Fajardo off of the leader. They'll run this tank dry, I think. They'll go to 27, 28 minutes. As Brian Muter carries the GT3 of Pablo Alvarez into pit lane, as well as, I believe that's Fernandez, the other XBD GT3. So some slightly split strategies going on this race.
Vindavidon all over the back of Maynard. He makes a wiggle through the final corner. There's going to be contact.
Ooh, I don't think there was contact. They came very close, though. As, oh, it looks like Maynard just doesn't have the speed, gets out of the way, and just lets the fast driver through. Donk up into 6th place.
Sonny Duval all over the back of Sam Barton here.
No, this should be a no. I see. Maybe you get a generator run as you Duval, but no, not quite able to do it.
Gonna get an overtake on pit exit. There we go.
I think that GTP tagged the wall as well.
I don't think I have an unsafe pit exit. I don't trust the line.
Muter's complaining about an unsafe pit exit. I don't know which car Muter is.
It's not really up to race control, unfortunately.
Okay, no, not the one that tagged the wall then.
Well, it looked to me like he had a little wiggle then, and I think he probably caught the white line during the wiggle. Let's have a look.
It looked like he was clear of the white line. I'm not sure if he just gets on... No, because that's the speed line. That's where you're allowed to go.
That white line there.
Yeah. No, that is an unsafe pit exit. That's where you tag the line. Yes. I'm sorry.
Right,
Brian
Aceto
Muter,
is in. Tringale carries on.
Yeah, Brian Muter will have to take a pit.
Brian, you crossed the white line with nearly half.
They've lost out. They've lost out to Fajardo, who clears them on pit exit.
So the penalty.
Aceto, the race leader, comes out behind the car that was running third before the pit cycle. The time lost in the traffic has cost him. He's about 7 tenths behind right now, but on colder tyres as well. So Fajardo, if they did change tyres, which I think they maybe have done, will be able to pull away now.
Meanwhile, in the GT3 battle, McGinn is up to 4th place now, I believe.
And Melvin Gack, Stanley Deboo fighting out here, but McGinn is going to be able to take advantage of this. Tringale into the pit lane now as well. We'll keep an eye on that, but we're going to watch this. Oh, big send from the Lamborghini down the inside. Surprise. There's so much speed through there. Surprised he managed to keep it on track. And he doesn't really push the Porsche off, so that won't go down too well. Melvin Gack is going to lose out now to Francis McGinn, surely, who's down the inside of turn 6, and the Mercedes is going to try and follow through as well. Leroy Boltstein does follow through, and Melvin Gack loses 3 places in 2 corners.
Not ideal.
Well, Tringale, well ahead. So, interesting that has worked out that way.
Lucignoli pitted on lap 2. for keeping track at home. So does still need. I don't. You might be able to extend and make it to the end on one more stop if you're Lucignoli, but you'd need to run this tank very dry.
But Tringale then has come out 2.5 seconds essentially ahead of Fiardo.
Yes.
So he's gained by going even longer, whereas Aceto lost by going longer. So I don't know if that's pit entry, pit exit losses, or was it side by side in GT3 once again. Venosi and Sam Barton going at it now. Barton in the Mercedes. Venosi just going to get the move done.
Devolve the next car in line. They've got a decent 4-car train going here. Meanwhile, McGinn still on the march forwards. Preen's not happy about something again with the where he's being raced.
Gianvella was briefly off track, and that's lost a position to Timmy Nilsson. We'll stay and follow along this battle though. Francis McGinn trying to line up another one and get back up to where he qualified.
It's going to be a long run here. Oh, Espino's a huge spin. I think that's given him the incident limit black flag.
Yeah.
Self-contained incident, it looks like.
Yeah, just on the curbs.
Yeah.
Fiardo gets past. No, sorry, Aceto. This is a. Fiardo must have had a mistake because he's lost a load of time here.
Andy, please, he pushed me off.
This is a 1x for a Fiardo, and he must have lost time here then. So it can't have been that though, unless there was a black flag. I don't think there was. But
No.
over there, Aceto has gained loads of time.
Monty being forced off the track.
Lap 22, unsafe rejoin from number 8.
He's calling unsafe rejoin. So,
Number 8 would be Fajardo.
yeah.
Did Fajardo go off track? I'm not
If
sure.
he did, we haven't seen it, and it's not showing as an off track, which is interesting. While we watched all that, Francis McGinn made another move. Let's take a look at it. Hypercar
this
came
is
through,
sweet.
maybe gave a helping hand, but gets it done on the brakes. A signature move. The Aston Martin driver had to commit to it though, and made sure he cleared the Lamborghini, which he did. Lamborghini then starts pushing back down the straight, but I think he's going to know better than to fight the Aston Martin. Michael van der Ven still on the back of Juan Martin.
Oh, alongside now. And has the inside for turn 3. Should be used to get late on the brakes, get it turned in, get clear, and shoot off into the distance.
These two still going at it, Alvarez and Fernandez.
Andy, could you please check that overtake of Stefan on me?
Shulton not happy. It's a lot of unhappy drivers. I'm not seeing a lot of investigations going on, I will say. I digress.
Well, we were both surprised that that qualifying incident wasn't put under investigation.
T-Man, lap 20 in the penultimate corner, or like the GT3 over something, or what overtake?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, move
defensive
behind!
move.
Bolstein and Fernandez side by side. Again, not pulling away really from Petlin, or maybe just pulling Petlin along because they've gained massively on the podium sitters ahead.
Poya still 10 seconds clear up front though. It's the kind of drive that McGinn had last time out. Obviously a different driver. Currently suffering from success, having a very quiet afternoon at the Red Bull Ring. Track temp up to 30 degrees now, so a little bit more slippy, a little bit less traction available, especially with all the gravel being dumped on track through some of these corners. McGinn just has so much confidence going through those curbs. Like, obviously you want to carry as much momentum through those corners as you can, and if you're willing to extend track limits that much, you can just get so much through. And that car just seems completely planted, even as it rides over some of the rougher parts of the track, that it's just able to just win on speed everywhere. And if you're faster than the driver going out the corner, you're faster than all the way down the straight, and obviously McGinn has a lot of confidence under the brakes to get the moves done as well, so no surprise to see that car moving forwards. It's a question of how far can it go. Caught up to the back right now of Stanley DeBoo, who's been in P3 for the entire race, it feels like, and might not be there for much longer. Petlin has become slightly disconnected now from McGinn, as DeBoo now under threat from the Scotsman as we go on board.
If he manages to get back up to P2 in this race, it'll be absolutely incredible. Obviously, he's going to struggle to fight for the win now. It's still 11 or 14, 15 seconds nearly off the lead, but there's potential here for P2 and absolutely for a podium.
Just see how earlier McGinn goes off track to get it turned in a little bit. Just try and get an earlier exit, so to speak, and get the throttle down, try and close up this gap. Lapped traffic, I believe, is helping out DeBoo here. As that's Jen Sawyers, the Aston Martin coloured car. I'm not sure what other frameworks they have for that one. Does get out of the way. Deep send from McGinn.
Big send from McGinn, who gets it stopped. Wow.
Would like get off board of that, but that looked very close indeed. Chateau showing as off track, has a yellow next to the name.
It has been off and now has a slowdown because of it.
That would do it. As someone's going to the pit lane in the hypercar category. That's Brian Muter. This would get them to the end. I'm not sure what the strategy call here is. Obviously, he had that drive-through penalty earlier, so probably not competing for too many places, but flip the strategy, maybe try and get out of the way of some traffic, could work out. It's a long shot, but if you're in this position, you might as well do something with it.
Well, onto the podium now for Francis McGinn, and we'll chase down for P2.
Couple incidents under investigation from race control. Melvin Geck and... Oh, who is Soy?
Sawyers?
Yep, Jen Sawyers, that would do it.
Who is off track? Oh, crashing a pit lane for Sawyers.
Now, you'll notice that car is missing a rear bumper.
Actually missing more
and I'm
of it
wondering,
now.
like, if we're going to... If the Gack and Sawyers incident might have had something to do with it. I think the Gack and Sawyers incident might have had something to do with it.
Melvin Gaku was your race leader in GT3 Am, by the way, prior to that incident.
Oh, no.
Cutting to it too late.
Here we go. So Sawyers is very much on the right
Sawyers
side.
coming into the pit lane. I think Gack not fully expecting it.
very slow there through that corner. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm going to leave that in race control because that just looks bizarre from all angles. I think Yak might have shot the hard luck award though, just to catch a car in that awkward moment where it's trying to turn in early. It's a very early pit entry as well for Sawyers because you're allowed to extend that corner a bit. So I don't know what's going on there. Either way, 21 minutes and change left on the clock.
Lap 24, pit entrance, Melvin Gut.
Cousins not happy.
Nice.
I report for Jens, because he doesn't have his push button.
The incident is already under investigation.
It's already under investigation, I think, yeah.
We're already looking at it.
Okay.
Anyway, hello, Alessandro Venosi. You've got Juan Martin currently directly in front of you. Chooses to not make a move this time. Turns in a bit later, maybe trying to get a bit of a run exit, but just gets blocked mid-corner. And unfortunately has just fallen back massively because of it. It's like it's such an awkward corner, turn 3, because if that car just stops on the apex, there's really nowhere for you to go. Meanwhile, Bozapoya, 12.5 seconds lead now over Rubatali. McGinn down to 2.5. Chasing them. Still on for a P2 is McGinn. I think P1 might just be a little bit out of reach with the pace cut Bozapoya has, but still a long way to go, and the incident count could play a factor in the end.
There's definitely potential. There's a lot of people that are getting close, especially in GT3, getting close to that penalty area. Keep an eye on that.
Rosie, I think, maybe has a run here, looking for the inside like he does. Might just have a send here. Does look like his long side, under brakes. Gets it in deep. Turns it in nice and early. Gets given the space there by Juan Martin, who runs into the marbles bit, and that's going to really upset the car and let the Italian drive away. I feel like that move was on for a lap there. Based on the way Venosi was able to close up last time through and finally gets it through. And oh! I would like to retract my issue of the Melvin Gack winning the Hard Luck Award, because Race Control determined that was entirely his fault and have offered him a drive-through penalty for it. Oh! Having seen the replay, I'm not sure what Gack's plan there was.
Yeah. Not surprised for Gack to get a penalty from that.
Meanwhile, in the GTP fight, it looks like Tringale's able to pull away Assetto 8 seconds down now. Fajardo's still chasing, but just about holding that second margin to P2. Gack doesn't come in this time around. You do have a few laps to drive around before you do need to serve the drive-through penalty, but it does need to be a drive-through. You can't take pit service on a drive-through penalty. As a Venosi gets alongside Van der Ven, who's taken a big chunk of curb out of turn 3. Gets down the inside, very nicely done.
Oh, spin for Venosi!
Oh, no!
Oh, and avoids the barrier, luckily. Needs to be careful on the rejoin. The Mercedes is coming along. Oh, and Mercedes just to back out of it a little bit.
If you give the position, I don't mind too. It's a little messy from Venosi, I will agree, but yeah, you have to accept the fact that car is coming with a full head of steam. You cannot get in its way at that point. Barton does manage to get through. And I think everything's going to be okay. Barton might be a little unhappy and will be fully justified in that, but no harm, no foul, I think.
Apologies once again.
It's right in the chase through Batali. Currently has to deal with the lap car of Placio Rodriguez. It looks like he's getting through now, but gap now under a second to P2. So you can just see in the rear shot here, that blue and lime car, I don't know, high-vis green?
High-vis green, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Fluorescent green. Brawn green, kind of. Go with that.
But now it's very much on for P2. 15 seconds the gap though to P1. Bozpoya having one of those ideal races, not showing up on the racing cam, just having a good clean run, not getting anyone's way. Oh, that's a way to get position, I guess. Ubatali says, nope, I'm not going to race you, I'm going straight to the pit lane.
Probably a smart decision, not lose any time in the battle and about on cycle for the final pit stops.
You definitely can make it to the end from here. It's super easy. It's a question of how long you spend in the pits at this point. As well as he's chasing down Sam Barton now. After that spin earlier. So Van der Ven gets past Alvarez and Fernandez, who both pit at the same time. Again, XPD teammates sticking on the same strategy. We'll probably run nose to tail for the rest of this race as it runs.
Tringale into the pits. This is the last opportunity for the leaders to try and make up or gain some time on pit cycles. Shook up the lead last time, no reason it won't this time as well.
Also, Van der Ven, Picardi, Ubatali starting to build Juan Carlos Martin, all very close together coming through turn 3. Have split up a little bit, but you see the huge yellow cars in the front of the shot there. As if that was a dive. And I think Picardi's holding off Van Ven quite nicely. That's just inviting Ubatali into the mix. Jens Sawyers, I believe that would be an instant point black flag. That's going to be instant point black flag for Picardi. Has to wait to rejoin the track because active races are coming through.
Already been in contact there.
No, there wasn't contact. There was contact further back as they stacked up behind.
Yeah, that's not what caused the spin though, yeah.
Ubatali, I think, just gets deep trying to avoid the dive and just loses on his own merit. So that's going to send Picardi down through the pit lane to take a penalty. Like I said, the instant points were going to become a factor in this race. Has kind of spoiled the GT3 battles going on as well, as we have more takers on pit lane for GT3. Preem comes in, Van der Ven exits. Tringale currently the leaders of the cars who have pitted twice.
Fajardo had a spin from P2 on the road.
Oh.
That cost him a load of time and a couple of positions as well. Got down to
Top
P4
now,
on the road, and
Nielsen.
it's essentially a net P5, I think.
Chateau Nielsen and Shambella, your top 3 in GTP now. Ubatali still tasting Juan Martin, and still got Stelling Debut in their sights after everything that happened through turn 9. McGinn has fallen back into P4, but that's just because he's pitted. Bozapoya, Petlin and Borkstein all yet to do so for the second time, and presumably will need to do so based on the fact that McGinn... just to be fair, McGinn only pitted 30 laps into the second stint, so presumably there's 2 more laps of fuel at minimum those top 3 have to work with.
Cheto is into the pit
Cheto
lane,
in.
so we're going to watch that relative to Oscar Tringale. Tringale comes out with the lead.
On the top two on the track are next to each other. Nelson and Shambhala trying to see who's going to lead the race on track, but obviously they're going to have to pit at some point. That's probably going to send them back down the order. But with a short pit, there's maybe a chance for them. This is the one where you only need to put in as much fuel as you need to get to the end of the race, and if you only pit with 5 minutes left to go, you only need 5 minutes of fuel. Shambhala looking very close here. Obviously these GT3s are probably the prime chance to get past if you can just catch Nelson as he gets offset by a GT3 at the wrong moment. That can be your opportunity to pounce. Very close now, the Furious to the Acura. Nelson able to use the width of the track there just to maintain their position. You feel the move is coming, it's just a question of when.
Yeah, for the lead
They're
on
basically
the
most of the
road.
time.
These two obviously not for the lead overall. Still nice to lead. Kirsten's trying to get the move done on Melvin Gack, who after serving his drive-through now runs somehow P2 in class.
Small shot there from
Kirsten's trying to change that, and this Ferrari coming up the inside is going to change this battle, surely. Still side by side on the exit.
But you favour the outside of the side by side on the exit like that, because the outside should have the run here and should have a little bit of the toe as well. And that's a margy bargy. I'm not sure Gack's going to appreciate that. Might just get really deep on the brakes here just to shove the other car out of the line. Does actually get clear
finished
mid-corner,
on the brakes,
yeah. I thought they were going to get elbows out. It's just a really nice move by Gack in the end to take that position with authority.
For the entirety of this lap and a part of the last lap, he's been just bumping.
I don't think you can say that, Kirstens. I don't think you can say that. I saw that.
Maynard comes out the pit lane, a lap down to these two, just about. But he's in front. That's going to help out Timmy Nilsson with a toe.
Can you repeat that?
He's at the cut number 911.
Oh, Kirsten's off deep.
Contact on the exit. That's given Timmy Nilsson a drive-through. 4x penalty gives him a drive-through. Unfortunately. Oh, and the the GT3 car from Asalif slows down Chambella accidentally, and that gives the lead back to Nilsson, but he will obviously have to serve that drive-through, but I'll maybe make him a little bit less bitter about it.
But what happened in turn 10?
I'm pitting in.
Oh, Nelson's been turned. I don't know if that was turned or he's turned himself, but I don't know what's going on now.
I mean, Nilsson, you can see in that yellow and black Acura. Was he coming into the pit lane potentially? Looks to be. Oh, and tries to take a tighter line, and there's contact, and then there's contact between the GT3 and the hypercar in front as well.
What is going on this race? Everyone's losing their damn mind. There's another car off. I'm not sure who that was. I think it was Venosi. Nilsson is pitting.
I think probably you have to take service for to be able to go another lap to serve a drive-through potentially.
Oh, that's a hard beat there. Either way, racing still going on. That is Prince and Takiro Timana next to each other further up the track. Nishinioli chasing. route him, and I can't quite get there. Verdonk will hold P8, chasing down Preens, who's 2 seconds up the track still. It's all got a bit weird.
Everyone's kind of separated out front, and it's kind of just turned to chaos a little bit further back. Like these two, Lisignoli briefly ahead of his teammate Mazadan, and now is ahead of his teammate Mazadan as they get caught up with a GT3. All a little bit odd. Pauche Rodriguez and Luca Picardi, who I feel like have been battling for at several phases in this race, are still going at it in GT3.
Rodriguez trying to chase down Picardi. Will be P16 on track. But this is the sort of awkward mate. You can't really make a move at turn 9, so you just have to sort of sit in line. And it's hard to build momentum while chasing a car. Unless the car makes maybe a bit deep on turn 10. No, looks like it's going to be okay for them.
What's happened to
Since
Venosi?
Earliest spin. Oh no, it's not.
He's gone to the pit lane post this spin, so I don't know if he's going to find the barrier.
He's going to find the barrier.
Is! Whoa, big hit.
That's not what you want to see.
So the half spin for Didac Fallardo has dropped him down to P6 essentially. Now after all of our pit cycles have been carried out, and that's given us an actual fight for the podium, because Stefan van der Velde runs in P3, and then Stefano Giovanni is just behind. Giovannini, sorry, is just behind, about half a second back. There's 5 minutes left in this race, so we could potentially be looking at an Absolute Motorsport Aslif 1-2-3 with an AM driver for the overall win of this race. Ben
Groeneveld just about avoids the incident in front.
Yeah, Daniel Renek spinning and costing himself 2 positions in the process.
Rodriguez looks a lot closer this time by, gets the inside of Picardi, and if you're here on mid-straight, you should be fairly forward on braking. Get it turned in nice and early. Get a little bit argy-pargy with the car behind. Have to deal with the GTP trying to overtake you as well. Now there's 2 of them. But you've still got the position.
Albert Preem's picked up a slowdown, so he's going to drop off that potential fight for the podium, but Giovannini's also dropped back a little bit. That's going to put Didac Fallardo back in contention for the... Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, that is... Where is that?
So Brian
Turn
Moose
3?
has had a separate crash, so let's have a look at what happened to Brian.
Entry at turn 4.
Okay, fine, we've seen that many times today. Doesn't catch the barrier, so more interesting what happened to Fallardo, because I think Fallardo got the move done on Preem, which we're about to see here, I think. So has he gone deep on the brakes, potentially?
This is turn 1. You're not
Oh,
there.
super
You're really
deep.
not there.
Yeah.
Just, I guess
So
he just
there
gets
was a little
caught
battle
out.
before that we missed then. So Fallardo
Daniel, for me, it didn't register as a hit, but it counted as a forward.
briefly got past. Oh, there we go. That's what's triggered a passing notification. Oh, and then Preem was off and came back on. That was all a bit of a mess, I think. Jimmy Nilsson, after serving that drive-through, has been dropped all the way to the back and has picked up 4X with Daniel Renek. Just giving him another drive-through.
On the radio.
Yeah. Oh,
That's the phantom contact there. It's upset the Cadillac, excuse me. And yeah, that's just a really unfortunate moment. I think I know who's winning the Hard Luck Awards from Premier Setup Shot for me. Like, Nelson's done an okay drive, but there's been a series of just really unfortunate incidents that have completely ruined his race. He was running P1 for a while there, obviously off sequence with everyone, but has been demoted probably to last place after everything that's happened there.
Yeah, and it's had great pace as well. Leroy Bolkstein under attack from Bolter Fernandez in the closing moments of his race. We've got 45 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, that's gone by quickly.
Yes, second half of the race has flown by. It's been just chaos, essentially, all race.
Yep. Still, Bolkstein Fernandez holding off. McGinn has made it back up to second place after everything that's happened. Won't be able to chase down Moser Puyo. We'll have to have that race properly at a future date.
Poyer is pumping in the lap, so fastest lap of the race last time round for Carlos Bozer Poyer.
Still completely over for the podium in GTP, as there's a chance that Van der Velde and Giovanni get into each other. That would be for the podium on the P2 in Pro as well, excuse me, but that gap, it's looking unlikely as Oscar Tringale, who is allegedly an AM driver. That may change in future standings.
Yeah.
Currently has an 8-second gap to P2 and is looking very convincing. It's been a good drive for Absolute Motorsports Ace List, but the allegedly AM driver looks to be taking the checkered flag here.
Oscar Tringale is going to round the final corner. He's going to take the win. There's smoke out the final corner, so someone's had another spin. But Oscar Tringale is going to win the race, weaves across the line, and that is job done for Tringale in round
Van der
two.
Velde and Giovanni are very close to each other, nose to tail coming to the final corner. But it looks like Van der Velde will be able to hold the position as they come through. Yeah, and it will be.
I'm trying to find it. Sorry.
Yeah. P2 and 3 for Van der Velde and Giovanni in that order in the GTP Pro category. Obviously, Tringale winning GTP Amachetto will be a P2 finisher, but will win the Pro category as it stands. Unsurprisingly, Carlos Bozer Puyo will win GT3, with McGinn coming home very convincing second.
Sam Barton has picked up a drive-through penalty.
Sorry, Rodrigo. Sorry.
The 4X.
I see a swipe there for Van der Velde to Renek. No,
is that a 4X for Sam Barton? Contact with one of the GTPs, and that's given him a drive-through on the final lap when it's too late for him to serve it. And he's only 2 seconds ahead of the next car. Melvin Gack has finished in second place, by the way, potentially. He's also only 6 tenths behind the car in front, so there's still potential for him to win in AM class. It's not going to happen, though, out at the final corner. But Melvin Gack will come in to finish P2, despite serving a drive-through penalty in this race.
I think a lot of drivers had to serve drive-throughs, to be fair, so not that surprising, but still a very good drive to hold on there for Melvin Gack. Obviously, these standings are without time penalties, which have been issued during the race and may be issued post-race, so the standings are not final. All full results will be available on stall.racing when they are published.
Very much provisional. All right, we'll be back in just a second, and we'll be awarding the Premier Racing Hard Luck Award as well.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one. Premier Racing.
All right, everybody, we're going to run you through the results, and then we're going to hand out that Hard Luck Award. GTP Pro was won by Davide Accetto, although not the overall race winner, but the race winner in GTP Pro, and we'll take the points for the race win. Stefan van der Velde in P2 ahead of Stefano Giovannini, then Albert Prim, Quinton Verdonk, Alessandro Liscanoli, Fabio Ciambella, Pablo Alvarez, and Tiemann Scholten rounding out P9. Those 2, 4 and 5 laps down. I believe they will still score points, so. GTP AM was won by your overall race winner, Oscar Tringale. So overall race winner and race winner in AM. Race control might be taking a look at that. Pete Preens leads the rest of the pack in P2 ahead of Didac Fayardo, Mazadan, and then Brian Mutter, Brody Maynard, Ben Groneveld, the rest of the drivers on the lead lap. Then Timmy Nilsson and Daniel Renek finish off the field. GT3 Pro was run by Carlos Bozapoya, who had no competition basically after turn 3, where Francis McGinn spun from P2 all the way to the back of the field, then recovered all the way back to P2. So mega race from Francis McGinn. Francesco Petlin in P3, Stanley Debu in P4, then Mattia Ubatali, Leroy Bolkstein, Bolter Fernandez, Nicole Monti, Jose Maria Espinosa make up your top 9. Juan Martin finishing off the top 10. Then Alessandro Venosi in P11, 6 laps down, and Stefan Divenbach 12, P12, 25 laps down. GT3 AM was won by Michael van der Ven ahead of Melvin Gack, who had to recover from a drive-through, only 7 times off the lead in the end. Nick Kirsten's in P3, Sam Barton in P4, would have been P3 but picked up a drive-through penalty on the last lap for contact with a hypercar. Donny Devol in P5, Diego Paucho Rodriguez in P6, Luca Picardi in P7, Jens Sawyers in P8, Rafael Venteo in P9, 32 laps down, and Matthias Opten 40 laps down. Neither of those drivers take home points. Alice, would you like to announce the winner of the Hard Luck Award for today?
Well, it's a hard thing when you get such small contacts that have such a large impact on your race, but a few unfortunate for it, because I think one of them was genuinely netcode, but Timmy Nelson had a leading position. I don't think he would have won the race, but from going to leading to dead stock last in GTP, that is what I would like to refer to as hard luck. So Premier Racing Setups will be helping Timmy Nelson out with some free setups, I believe.
Yeah, all right. I much agree on that. Many incidents, all of them racing incidents, had great pace, was even leading on track at one point, and comes home second to last in GTP. So very unfortunate race for Timmy. Right, we will be back, not next week. We've got a week off for the Road America 500, although I believe change of venue, so it's not at Road America.
Laguna Seca 500.
Laguna Seca 500. Yeah, this schedule was made a fair few weeks ago. Then we're back for a doubleheader, Monza and Interlagos, and a break week for the 24 Hours of Nordschleife. Then a doubleheader once again, Barcelona, Le Mans break week. Then we're going to Road America and the outer layout at Hockenheim to finish off the season. All right, thanks to everyone that joined us, and we'll see you in a few weeks' time.
I think I lost my